Commander Jake Martinez pressed his face against the reinforced viewport of Luna Prime Station, staring at a vision that made his blood run cold. 300 massive ships had appeared at the edge of the solar system, materializing like ghosts out of the void. Each vessel spanned miles, bristling with weapons capable of leveling entire cities in an instant. They hovered above the planets with an eerie precision, a silent wall of death surrounding Earth. Jake had known this day would come, he had prepared for it for 20 years, but seeing it in person made his hands shake. He turned from the viewport and strode quickly to the communication center, where his team was already at work. Lieutenant Sam Carter looked up from his console, eyes wide. "Commander, they're sending a message on all frequencies," Sam said, voice trembling. "It's in perfect English." The voice that filled the command center was cold, mechanical, utterly devoid of humanity. "Primitive inhabitants of the third planet, you have been selected for integration into the Zephyrian Empire. Surrender your weapons and governments within 72 hours, or face complete annihilation. We have conquered 47 star systems. Resistance is futile." Jake closed his eyes, counted to 10, and then reopened them. His team was staring at him, fear playing on their faces. He forced himself to exude calm, the impression of defeat, though he had been trained for this exact moment since he was 25. Far below on Earth, Dr. Lisa Hartwell sat in her lab at the Global Defense Institute. Her instruments were screaming alerts, signaling that humanity's worst fears were manifesting in reality. 15 years of clandestine study of alien signals had led to this moment. The Zephyrian Armada, real and unstoppable, was here. The ships were terrifying, sleek, and elegant, bending light around them in ways that defied human understanding. Lisa picked up her secure phone, dialing a number memorized but never used. "This is Dr. Hartwell, Code 7 Alpha. They're here." The voice on the other end was calm, professional. "Confirmed. Report to Bunker 12 immediately. All protocols are active." Grabbing her emergency bag, Lisa ran to her car. As she drove through city streets, she noticed crowds gathering around television screens, their eyes wide with fear. Panic was spreading, but Lisa knew a truth the public did not: humanity had been preparing for this day for 50 years. In Washington, President Nathan Brooks sat in the Situation Room, flanked by his top advisors. General Robert Kane studied satellite feeds of the alien fleet, while Admiral Susan Webb coordinated military bases across the globe. The room was tense, alive only with the quiet hum of keyboards and radio chatter. "How long do we maintain the charade?" Kane asked. Brooks glanced at the clock. "Until they're exactly where we want them. Every ship must be inside the perimeter before we act." Admiral Webb spoke into her headset. "All stations maintain defensive posture only. Do not reveal capabilities under any circumstances." Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away, Captain Ryan Porter sat in a facility that looked like an abandoned asteroid mining station. Rusted metal and broken equipment floated among the belt between Mars and Jupiter. But beneath the facade, this was one of humanity's most advanced military installations. Ryan received encrypted orders disguised as routine maintenance data. He approached a wall that looked like solid rock and pressed his palm against it. The wall dissolved, revealing a command center filled with screens showing every ship in the alien armada. "Ghost 1 to all units," Ryan said into his microphone. "Phase 1 is active. Begin stealth positioning." Across the solar system, decades-old satellites shifted orbits, abandoned space debris revealed hidden engines, and what aliens thought was primitive clutter was actually a meticulously prepared battlefield. Humanity's true defense lay in patience and concealment. On the bridge of the Zephyrian flagship, Admiral Keffer observed Earth with condescension. He had conquered worlds with technology far superior to anything humans possessed. Scouts had reported nothing more dangerous than crude nuclear weapons and chemical rockets. "Deploy the fleet in standard intimidation formation," he commanded. "Surround the planet and let them see our power. Their surrender will be swift." The alien fleet formed a perfect sphere around Earth, each ship in precise mathematical alignment. Close enough to strike, but far enough to avoid any desperate counterattack. In their arrogance, the Zaporans had walked directly into humanity's trap. 50 years in the making, hidden weapons platforms slid into position, stealth fighters drifted like space rocks, and prepared orbital stations waited silently. Dr. Kevin Shaw, in a bunker beneath the Sahara Desert, monitored the positions. His life's work had been building the technology that would save Earth. Maintain concealment until the final moment, he instructed his team. Every system, every platform, every weapon would only reveal itself once the alien fleet was perfectly positioned. On the surface, global panic unfolded. Televisions broadcast the alien armada, world leaders called for calm, and news anchors struggled to convey the scale of the threat. All the while, humanity's elite executed the most sophisticated performance in military history. Commander Martinez allowed himself a small smile as he glanced at the fleet. The aliens saw a helpless world, yet they floated at the center of the most advanced defense network ever assembled. Hidden bases, disguised as asteroids, satellites, and old stations, were ready to awaken. In 72 hours, Admiral Kethfor would discover that prey could fight back in unimaginable ways. President Brooks addressed the world with carefully scripted despair. My fellow humans, we face an enemy beyond our understanding. Our weapons are primitive. We can only hope for mercy if we cooperate. Every word was deliberate. In bunkers across the globe, real military commanders readied humanity's hidden arsenal. Colonel Amy Rodriguez, beneath Mexico City, intercepted alien communications, revealing the enemy's arrogance. Humanity had studied Zafaran signals for 30 years and knew the enemy's positions down to the exact coordinates. Ordinary citizens became secret participants in the operation. A schoolteacher in Tokyo checked hidden weapons caches. A Kansas farmer activated communication arrays beneath his barn. In London, an office worker confirmed that his basement concealed a fully operational defense computer. Every part of the planet was quietly engaged in the coming war. Dr. Shaw emerged from the Sahara, walking across what appeared to be empty desert. Beneath the sands lay the Phantom Network, humanity's crowning achievement, cloaked orbital weapons, disguised as space debris for 40 years. Slowly, these platforms moved into attack positions, invisible to the Zaporanian fleet. Lieutenant Danny Foster piloted his seemingly old cargo vessel above Earth's atmosphere, carrying routine supplies to the lunar colonies. From the outside, his ship appeared slow, fragile, almost laughably inadequate compared to the Zaporanian fleet. But inside, it was anything but ordinary. Sensors mapped each alien ship in unprecedented detail, feeding information to humanity's hidden network. Danny triggered a routine transmission over open channels. Control, this is cargo ship Beta 7. Defensive scans indicate 50 nuclear silos operational on Earth. Most fighter aircraft appear primitive chemical rockets. Our chances against the fleet are minimal. The Zaporanian intelligence network intercepted the broadcast exactly as planned. Admiral Kethfor smiled with satisfaction. These humans are weak. Their weapons are laughable. Victory will be effortless. But in reality, each object drifting in space, the supposed debris and inactive satellites, was poised for action. Chunks of asteroid, long ignored, contained Earth's most sophisticated stealth fighters. Abandoned space stations were cloaked warships, ready to erupt with firepower unmatched in the galaxy. The Zafarans were blind to the truth. In the rings of Saturn, Captain Sarah Mitchell oversaw Titan Base, a facility disguised as a rocky asteroid for over 20 years. Inside, her team prepared quantum disruption cannons, weapons capable of disassembling matter at the molecular level. All systems are charged, Sarah reported. Antimatter torpedoes ready. Awaiting final signal. Below the surface of Mars, Dr. Monica Barnes monitored the solar lance system. Sunlight, concentrated through underground collectors, would soon be a weapon capable of vaporizing entire alien warships in seconds. The beams were invisible, deadly, and precise. Energy levels are at maximum. We can sustain 6 hours of continuous fire, Monica said. Earth's surface continued the performance of weakness. World leaders delivered despairing addresses on every channel. Emergency sessions at the United Nations were broadcast live, demonstrating human desperation. All of it was a carefully orchestrated illusion. The aliens watched, confident in their supremacy. Admiral Kethfor studied the broadcast, contempt written across his face. Primitive beings, begging for mercy. Typical. Meanwhile, Colonel Pete Hansen activated Earth's hidden ground-based railguns from mountain bunkers worldwide. These weapons, disguised beneath ski resorts, mining operations, and unassuming research facilities, could accelerate projectiles to near-light speed, striking anywhere in the solar system. Their targets, the alien fleet's vessels attempting to flee to the outer planets. Back in orbit, Captain Tony Garcia commanded the USS Liberty, cloaked behind the moon's shadow. Alongside 11 other dreadnoughts, Liberty had been hidden for decades. Its guns could obliterate capital ships with single shots. Tony's voice cut through the calm network. Final phase begins in 10 hours. Maintain stealth until the signal is given. Humanity's trap is about to be revealed. Beneath the Rocky Mountains, Major Alex Thompson placed his hand on the activation switch for the operation codenamed Sunrise. Technicians watched tensely. All stations report ready, Alex said. Ghost Fleet, Phantom Network, Solar Lance, and Titan Base are green for go. One chance. One execution. Above Earth, Kethfor's fleet remained confident. His sensors detected only cargo vessels and derelict satellites. Prepare for bombardment in 1 hour, he ordered. The plan was simple: intimidate, destroy, and coerce. But the first unexpected movement appeared among the space debris surrounding his formation. Objects shifted, engines activated. Kethfor dismissed it, minor orbital adjustments. They are primitive, no threat. The human trap snapped into place. Alex pressed the activation switch. Execute Operation Sunrise. Weapons free. The space around the alien armada erupted. Thousands of objects that had seemed inert or invisible revealed themselves as advanced human warships. Stealth fields dropped, and fighter squadrons appeared as if materializing from thin air. Ghost Squadron led the charge, hundreds of fighters accelerating impossibly, maneuvering through the fleet like shadows given form. Commander Rachel Stone, piloting the lead Ghost Squadron fighter, transmitted calmly. Target the command ships first. Hit hard, hit fast. Her ship unleashed quantum torpedoes, passing through energy shields as though they were illusions, detonating inside the command center of the nearest capital ship. The vessel disintegrated, sending fragments of alien technology drifting through space. One explosion illuminated the void for thousands of kilometers. Admiral Kethfor watched in disbelief as his perfect sphere became chaos in seconds. Hidden human vessels fired from every angle. Ships emerging from asteroid belts and rings of Saturn tore through alien hulls with technology they had never seen, weapons that defied conventional physics. Attempting to escape, the aliens activated hyperspace drives. Nothing happened. Dr. Jennifer Clark's reality anchor system, buried deep in the Swiss Alps, held the fleet in normal space, preventing escape. Ships were trapped, unable to flee, unable to call for reinforcements. Solar Lance operators began targeting 3 Zephyrian capital ships, vaporizing them instantly. The focused energy of the sun itself became a weapon in human hands, precise and unstoppable. Simultaneously, Titan Base's quantum disruption cannons fired, disassembling enemy vessels at the molecular level. Massive ships that had conquered dozens of worlds simply fell apart in the void. Captain Tony Garcia's USS Liberty fired antimatter shells, each explosion creating a flash visible from Earth's surface. Other hidden dreadnoughts added firepower, systematically eliminating half of the Zephyrian command structure within minutes. Ground-based railguns obliterated fleeing vessels, projectiles traveling millions of kilometers in seconds, carrying the energy of nuclear warheads. Nothing survived. Every attempted escape was met with devastating precision. Even in desperation, Kethvor attempted a final maneuver, ramming human vessels. But advanced phase-shifting technology allowed human ships to pass harmlessly through attackers while simultaneously striking from impossible angles. Every tactic the Zafrans had used in 50 successful conquests failed catastrophically. Ghost Squadron dominated the battlefield. Rachel Stone's pilots struck from every direction, disappearing as quickly as they arrived, leaving the aliens confused and helpless. Within 2 hours, the once mighty Zepyrian fleet was reduced to debris scattered across millions of kilometers. Not a single human ship was lost. Captain Sarah Mitchell targeted remaining supply vessels, eliminating logistical support and cutting any chance for repair or resupply. Titan base's weapons attacked at the subatomic level, leaving nothing defensible. Dr. Monica Barnes increased solar lance output, beams cutting through enemy ships with the force of stellar flares. New constellations appeared in Earth's night sky, forged from the light of destroyed alien technology. Admiral Kethvor's flagship barely remained operational, accompanied by 2 escort vessels. The rest of his armada lay in ruins. Communications were severed by human jamming systems. His fleet, once a symbol of galactic dominance, was now scattered and trapped, utterly powerless. Finally, a human voice spoke across all channels in perfect Zafran. Admiral Webb, commanding from the hidden flagship Olympus, delivered humanity's terms. Calm, controlled, unyielding. You have one chance to survive. Prepare to receive our terms. Kethvor stared at the human who appeared on the communication screen, for the first time seeing the face of the species he had underestimated. No anger, no hatred, only cold certainty. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had orchestrated the largest, most sophisticated ambush in galactic history. The Zafrans would learn a hard truth: patience, preparation, and ingenuity could turn the seemingly weak into the most dangerous force in the galaxy. Humanity had emerged from the shadows, not as conquerors, but as protectors, and the galaxy would never forget it. The Zepyrian fleet, once the pride of a galaxy-spanning empire, was reduced to a scattered handful of crippled ships. Admiral Kethvor floated in the command bridge of his flagship, stunned into silence. Around him, the void was littered with debris, once mighty warships now nothing more than drifting shards of technology. Humanity's weapons had redefined warfare in ways he could barely comprehend. Ships that had seemed fragile had outmaneuvered the entire fleet. Stealth fighters had phased through shields, quantum torpedoes had penetrated command centers, and energy beams concentrated from the sun itself had vaporized capital ships in seconds. Even the ground-based railguns and Titan base's quantum disruption cannons had played their part, making escape impossible. From Olympus, Admiral Susan Webb addressed the surviving Zepyrian vessels. Her voice carried authority and clarity across all frequencies. You have been defeated. Your empire's reputation for invincibility ends today. 3 of your ships will return with a message: Earth is not a primitive world waiting to be conquered. Across the solar system, human forces began the next phase of their plan. Captain Ryan Porter received orders to deploy the Deep Space Reconnaissance Fleet to former Zepyrian territories. Hidden for decades, these ships had been observing alien systems, mapping weaknesses, and preparing for liberation operations. Ghost Fleet Alpha, now fully revealed, moved in precise formation toward distant star systems. Operation Freedom is now active, Ryan confirmed. Proceed to the Kepler system and offer assistance to any world under Zepyrian control. In orbit around distant colonies, human ships appeared as saviors rather than conquerors. Planets under Zafran oppression had never seen hope. When human fleets arrived, they offered protection, medical aid, and advanced defensive technology, but never offensive weaponry. Humanity's message was clear: we defend, we do not dominate. Captain Maria Rodriguez led the first diplomatic mission to the Altar colonies. Her ship, Phoenix, entered the system undetected and swiftly neutralized a small alien garrison attempting to suppress the population. Within hours, the planet was liberated. The inhabitants, confused and grateful, realized that humanity represented a new kind of power in the galaxy, one defined not by aggression, but by preparation, intelligence, and careful restraint. Back on Earth, Dr. Jennifer Clark monitored the reality anchor system. The technology that had trapped the alien fleet now ensured no further attempts at hyperspace escape would succeed. Dimensional pockets held the remaining Xaperian vessels, leaving crews alive but powerless, waiting for humanity's judgment. Dr. Monica Barnes increased solar lance output, targeting scattered enemy ships. Beams of concentrated stellar energy tore through hulls, leaving luminous trails visible from Earth. Humanity had demonstrated an ability to weaponize the solar system itself, a feat that no alien empire had predicted. Captain Tony Garcia coordinated the USS Liberty and its sister dreadnoughts. Antimatter shells obliterated alien command carriers with unprecedented precision. Titan base's quantum disruption cannons continued their silent devastation, reducing even the largest vessels to atomic fragments. The combined effect of hidden Earth technology was staggering. The invaders' most powerful fleet was annihilated without a single human casualty. Colonel Pete Hansen's global railgun network intercepted fleeing vessels, ensuring that no enemy ship escaped to warn the rest of the Empire. Each projectile traveled at relativistic speeds, destroying targets that had assumed Earth's defenses were primitive. Admiral Kethvor's remaining forces attempted desperate maneuvers, including ramming human ships and activating backup shields. But Earth's forces adapted seamlessly. Phase shifting, gravity manipulation, and quantum disruption technology rendered traditional tactics obsolete. The Xaperian fleet was utterly defeated, a lesson in patience, foresight, and strategic deception. President Nathan Brooks appeared on every major channel across Earth and the captured Zafran communication network. His earlier performances of helplessness and despair were gone, replaced with quiet pride. For 50 years, humanity has observed the galaxy, learning, preparing, and waiting. We chose concealment over conquest, patience over aggression. Today, that preparation ensures our survival and the freedom of countless worlds, Brooks said. General Robert Kane stood beside the president, explaining the scope of humanity's hidden expansion. Star maps displayed hundreds of human colonies, research stations, and reconnaissance outposts scattered across previously uninhabited or enemy-controlled systems. Humanity had quietly spread throughout the galaxy, collecting knowledge and technology, while the universe assumed Earth was a singular, primitive planet. Dr. Kevin Shaw addressed the gathered scientists and commanders. We did not surpass the Zephyrian Empire through force alone. Observation, careful study, and scientific advancement allowed us to create a technological edge. Every piece of alien equipment recovered, every signal intercepted, became part of the foundation for our defense systems. Today, we demonstrate that patience and intellect are as powerful as any weapon. Across the galaxy, alien worlds listened, watched, and calculated. News of humanity's emergence spread faster than any interstellar communication network. Civilizations that had never collaborated began sharing intelligence about the humans who had appeared almost overnight as a dominant, yet non-aggressive, power. Some feared humans might become the next conquerors. Others dared to hope that this species, unlike any before, might change the course of galactic history. Captain Ryan Porter's fleet initiated liberation operations in systems under Xaperian control. Where alien forces attempted to suppress populations, humans intervened, neutralizing threats, offering defensive technology, and establishing diplomatic protocols. Each planet liberated learned that Earth's policy was clear: protection without domination, assistance without exploitation. Humanity's reach became a beacon of hope in a galaxy accustomed to endless conflict. Captain Maria Rodriguez's Phoenix led diplomatic missions, swiftly neutralizing threats while ensuring civilian populations were unharmed. The Alter colonies were the first of many liberated systems. Humanity's reputation for strategic, ethical power began to grow even as their military dominance became undeniable. Dr. Jennifer Clark continued refining the reality anchor system, ensuring that the remaining Xaperian ships remained trapped in dimensional pockets. These vessels, alive but incapacitated, served as a reminder of the consequences of underestimating Earth. Admiral Webb coordinated all fleets and installations. Hidden stations, cloaked warships, and long-prepared battalions worked in concert to secure systems and defend newly liberated planets. Earth's military, though invisible to the galaxy for decades, now revealed its true capabilities: unmatched technology, coordinated strategy, and a philosophy rooted in caution, patience, and the protection of life. Humanity had not conquered an empire. They had demonstrated that preparation, intellect, and strategy could make a civilization untouchable, capable of defending itself and others without resorting to tyranny. The galaxy would never be the same. Admiral Kethvor's surviving ships were allowed to return with records of the battle, proof of Earth's true power, and a warning to any who might attempt to invade. The Zephyrian Empire, once a dominant force, now faced the knowledge that a civilization it had dismissed as primitive had outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and defeated them with precision and patience. President Brooks addressed the galaxy one final time. "We do not seek to dominate or enslave. We have witnessed the consequences of ambition, conquest, and aggression in the galaxy. Earth offers its hand in friendship to any species who desires peace, and protection to any who face tyranny. Let this day serve as a warning: the most dangerous opponent is often the one you never see coming." Humanity had emerged not through conquest, but through foresight, intellect, and the careful cultivation of power. 50 years of preparation had ensured survival, freedom, and the ability to defend others. The ghost fleets, hidden installations, and decades-long observation missions had all been necessary to achieve a victory that would echo across space and time. Captain Ryan Porter's reconnaissance fleets disappeared into hyperspace, carrying humanity's message of liberation and peace to the farthest reaches of previously occupied systems. Behind them, Earth remained vigilant, cloaked and unseen, watching over the galaxy from hidden bases and shadow fleets. The Zephyrian age of dominance had ended. A new era began, not one of conquest, but of preparation, patience, and ethical power. Humanity had proven that strength does not always come from aggression. Sometimes, it comes from the willingness to endure, to study, to wait, and then to act with precision when the moment is right. And as the stars gleamed above, humanity's quiet watch over the galaxy began, a watch that would ensure that no species, no matter how advanced, could ever again assume Earth was helpless. The galaxy had learned a profound lesson: some prey, when underestimated, are the most formidable hunters of all.